listening to Kevin and the Spleen.
No one's gonna ever love me.
1098.5 Radio QWX for quick.
Bussin', no cap.
No cap.
Really smack you in the ass with flavor. There you go. This show is about depression, anxiety, PTSD, and chronic illness.
We going quick. We're trying to keep you on the path to the ride home on the evening time.
It's a fucking zoo.
Make it Quicks with the Quicks Radio.
White lives do not matter.
Hey, kids. Kevin.
Yeah.
Do you smell that?
I smell a lot of things. Which smell are we talking about here?
You can't smell that?
I mean, in the colostomy bag, you smell a lot of things.
Well, okay. You know, I rely on you too much in a lot of ways. So
Bad
this
idea.
is really on me. What do you smell?
Right now, personally, Chipotle that's sitting behind me.
Okay. Is it Chipotle? Hold on. No, well, what does it smell like? What does the Chipotle smell like? Because I don't think that's what I'm smelling.
I'm smelling the tomatillo salsa on it.
Tomatillo?
Right? Yeah.
Is that
the
wrapped
green
up in the tortilla?
Yes.
You get a side of a quesadilla?
Yes.
Quesadilla, Kevin?
Yes.
Tomatillo. Yeah, you like to spice that up with a side of jalapeno? You fucking white bitch. Colonizer
Hey.
scum.
There are so many acceptable pronunciations of words like that.
Yeah. And there's a lot of acceptable ways to kick your ass.
Oh no.
That's
I've upset
right.
the spleen.
I'm drunk. I'm drunk right now. Ugh. What have you been sipping on, Kevin?
Actually, I got cherry and cream Pepsi.
Wow. I got into this stuff. You got to get on this shit. I mean, you know, over where you are, they got like crazy. You got like Malorts and retarts and I don't know what else. Something else that probably rhymes.
Yeah, I got some limited edition Malort here. We gotta break this open one day on the show and try this. I'll send you a bottle.
If I had to go ahead,
it's Thanksgiving flavored.
It's Thanksgiving flavored,
Which is such a vague flavor that I'm more scared of it.
Well, if it doesn't taste like Malort, that's an upside. It could taste like anything. Bathroom counter, bathroom toilet. That's
For those
better.
of you who don't know what Malort is, it's a kind of Chicago specific liquor that is known for tasting like garbage. I mean, literally their whole ad campaign is just about how bad it is and like how you give it to your enemies and you challenge people at the bar to take shots and, you know, like they had like a billboard that I think it said something like, you know, that this tastes like your father's disappointment in you, you know, like that. They're just leaning into how bad it is. And for some reason they can't keep it on the shelves.
Yeah, like when you're a newcomer to the city, we call it the Windy City, Kevin. I don't know if you know about this, but LA, the Windy City. When you come to LA, when you're unfamiliar and you're setting off on the wrong foot, brushing the wrong shoulders, and someone extends to you an olive leaf, they might say, "Hey, have a shot of Malort," you know, and if you can stomach it, hey, if it goes into the colostomy bag, you know what I'm talking about, then all is well. You can, you know, if you have a good reaction to the Malort or whatever, if you can stomach it, you know, it kind of smooths things over on the outside, not on the inside. On the inside, the trouble is just beginning. But, I mean, Malort, it tastes a lot like, I don't know. It tastes like if instead of, it kind of tastes a little bit like Fernet Branca, except if Fernet Branca was based on turpentine and like an acrid, not just like a chemical tasting cleaner, but a really acrid one, like closer to battery acid. Like it has this really harsh kind of serrated edge to it on top of these cleaning flavors that are then nestled with this kind of digestif sort of.
Yeah, I mean, there's a strong note of paint thinner that I
paint
feel.
thinner. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
But there are shared notes with Fernet.
they're very similar.
Spark,
Yeah.
Axon Spark. I'm canonically look at the Discord. The spleen checks the Discord. Axon Spark says the taste of Malort is indescribable. It's like the taste. It's like if the feeling of deeply offended had a taste. I'll just let that hang.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's just terrible. It's honestly like I don't like alcohol to begin with, but this is probably the worst alcohol I have ever experienced in my life.
Yeah. If you imagine alcohol being something that tastes like something that shouldn't be consumed, Malort tastes like that. But anyway, what I'm drinking, Kevin, it probably is very similar. It is. It's real, and I'm drinking it. And I could say definitively, as someone who knows this stuff and knows about real things and isn't making things up, it tastes the same. Have you heard of this stuff, Kevin? It's called airplane fluid.
Oh, I think maybe fill me in here.
I don't know. It just says, oh, I don't know. I can't read this bottle, but like there's an airplane and it's dripping, and that's what the label is. It has like some language, but it's kind of like, and it's not like, I don't know, like you could imagine like a nice bottle of gin or something having like this nice painting of an airplane. It's not like that. It's like one of those slippery when wet signs kind of diagram of an airplane dripping. You know, does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like something I want to put in my mouth, but okay, continue.
Well, I was just saying, I got kicked out of the neighborhood. I ate a car. I've been getting all sorts of cravings. I've been turning into a werecar. I've been attending the meetings of the Alliance of Werecars. And I think this airplane fluid is something. I don't know. It could be that when I next become a werecar on the eve of the full moon, I might become like some sort of wereplane, I hope. You know, that could be nice. It could be like airplane fluid could be the stuff that you use to turn your car into a plane. You know, that common operation that people undertake.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it would be really convenient if you turn into a plane because like there's traveling we could do together that way. That would be so much more convenient than just being a car.
Well, I gotta say, Kevin, I feel like it's a lot safer being a car than being a plane these days. You see all these, like, I don't want to crash. I feel like planes are just falling out of the sky these days.
But I have trust in you though. I would trust you to take me somewhere. I think more than an airline.
That's what's so confusing about these plane crashes, Kevin. Is like, it's not like the way these planes are crashing. You almost get the sense that like when Trump took office, he signed an executive order saying that all airplane pilots have to be bashed in the head with a lead pipe several times because like it does just seem like people decided, I guess we're just crashing planes now. A lot of this stuff, I don't even know. The one that happened like today, or I don't even know what of this can be like explained by the FAA. Like, I don't know. It's kind of like, when you take your kid to work and they wander into somewhere they're not supposed to be. It's almost as if these kids are like wandering into the air control tower and being like, hey, you should crash. And the person is like, I mean, okay, you're the fucking FFA. The FFA. That's Final Fantasy Advance. You're the FFA. It must be safe in the ground. So I'm gonna take her down. I don't know what the fuck's happening. I don't know. Um, I it seems scary to be a plane. You know what's scary about being? Go ahead.
No, it is. As a wereplane, I would be a little afraid right now. I don't feel you have a safe space.
Yeah, it's not a safe space for warplanes. That I can tell you that much. But you know what the scary thing about being a plane is? Rough air. You know about rough air?
Yeah, like you're talking like turbulence.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Rough.
that's gotta be terrifying as a plane.
I mean, you know, you can drive over a bump, right? I've driven over bumps. You can see the bump. Sometimes you don't see it until it's too late, or sometimes you don't notice it being that bad, but you like see it. And then you drive over and you're like, oh, I saw that and I moved over it and that made the thing happen. Rough air, you don't see it. It's like invisible speed bumps or like an invisible asteroid belt or something. You know, it like, I don't know. It just seems scary. You just are driving through the air and then all of a sudden, wapow, your airplane fluids all over the cabin. They're having to fix you another airplane fluid, but
your malort is all over the place. Yeah. I get it.
Your malort's gone overboard. The flight attendants have taken their flight seats. The drink cart's all over the place. It's rolling back and forth. People are just grabbing stuff off it as it goes, getting their hands stuck. This guy's finger got ripped off. That's what's happening up there.
So where is it safe then?
The sea.
Oh,
We got to get to the sea, Kevin. That's where the aliens are. And you know, the aliens, they know how to be safe.
Well, can you instead become a wereboat or something?
And then, what if I became a were alien? Now that's a movie. The Were Alien. You fucking, your hair is growing on your back, and your muscles ripple and stretch and rip out of your clothes, and then all the hair falls off, and you're like an almond-eyed gray alien, and you're like, instead of howling at the moon, you're like, take me to your leader. You're demanding to see people's leaders at the night of the full moon. They're not, the leaders aren't around then. They're at the Mar-a-Lago or some such.
Well, yes. Yeah.
Let's go to the phones. Caller, you're on the air. Hello.
We don't have a caller, but we could have a caller.
God damn it. The colostomy bag strikes again. Is it offensive? Is colostomy bag offensive? I know douchebag's offensive.
I mean, I think if someone called me that, I would not think it as a compliment, but I don't know that it's like a slur.
Are you triggered right now, Kevin?
I'm always triggered.
Oh boy, he's freaking this guy.
I know how anti-woke you are, but yes, I'm triggered.
I'm so anti-woke. I'm fucking hibernating right now, Kevin. I'm asleep for the winter, and it's spring. Spring has sprung. We leapt forward. How you managing? How you feeling? I actually talk like this. I forgot.
Yeah, no, I've noticed this sort of like gradual slide from Wolfman Jack to Rick Sanchez from Rick and Morty. It's kind of where you're heading, I think, with this.
Now that you mention it, it is kind of Rick-like. But I mean, I'm drunk. It's hard to, you know.
Well, that you're drunk. You got a couple burps thrown in there. I think you're turning into where Rick.
I'm drinking I'm drinking airplane fluid. I just drink spaceship fluid.
There you go.
Does the portal gun have fluid?
It kind of looks like the green part might have fluid in
goop.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like portal goop. Yeah.
Portal goop. That's how the portal gun works in a portal. It shoots goop.
I totally believe that. Yes.
I just made that up. This guy's an idiot. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He just believes everything, Kevin. Kevin, can you believe it? This guy believes everything.
I feel like I've become your Morty too a little bit here.
Kevin, we gotta go to space, Kevin. Kevin, I turned into an alien. Kevin, I'm a were alien. Did I ever tell you? I got to go to the writer's room, Rick and Morty. I pitched a story. I haven't seen the episode. I don't know what happened, but I pitched a story where Rick, he's addicted to a drug. He's been snorting this drug, Morty. He's been snorting this drug that it makes him orgasm when he stabs people. And so he's like Morty. Like Morty's asleep, right? And Rick's like standing over him with a knife. And he's like, Morty, let me stab you, Morty. Just come on. I'll just stab you a little bit. You can trust me. You know, I'm not going to let you come to harm. I just need to stab you a little bit, Morty. It feels so good when I stab you. And Morty's like, I don't know, Rick. What are you going to do? You know? And so like, he's freaking out. He's running away from Rick with the knife. And Rick's like, come on, man. I need your, you know, I'm not just going to do this to you without your consent, but you really got to help me out here. Like, this is great. Like, it feels so crazy. It's so like, you got to try this. I mean, I'll let you try it. You could stab me. It'll be, you know, it's an equal opportunity. And he like wakes the whole family up, you know, and the whole family comes out and he's like, Rick's trying to stab me. And the family's like, well, you know, Rick's crazy and we've kind of come to terms with that. But this is kind of like beyond the pale. This isn't really a science thing. This is just you becoming a homicidal maniac thing. I think like this is the final straw. Like, I think we actually have to call the cops. And so, you know, Rick's trying to stab Morty. And meanwhile, the family is like dealing with the cops because Jerry calls the cops. And then they're like, I don't know if we should have called the cops. That was kind of the episode I pitched. And I've been told it became a Morty's mind blower, but I think it probably changed quite a bit.
I would like to watch that. I honestly would. I think that would be a good storyline.
I also had a pitch for a Jerry story based on a dream that I had where he's trying to go to Quiznos and Jerry's trying to go to Quiznos and just the world is conspiring against him. Like he's driving into like a mall parking lot and the mall parking lot is just really rough. Like he can't even get in the parking lot and then he can't find a spot. But then his real road of trials is like the elevator. People just keep entering the elevator and so he can't get on the elevator. And he tries to go to a different elevator and he can't get on. He tries to go to like the stairs and the stairs are closed, etc. And then he gets on the elevator and then it's not like stopping at his stop, or it does, but he can't get off because people get on. And then he eventually goes to Quiznos and it's bad. And that's based on a dream I had. I had a dream. Basically the exact story I had was had pitched was a dream I had. And while I was having the dream, I was like, this would be a great Jerry story.
You should have pitched it as Arby's instead, though. It made it the Arby's incident.
Yeah. Now that's an Arby's incident. I don't know. I think Quiznos fits. I guess Arby's fits too, but Arby's is like, it's no White Castle. You're not going on a mission to. I think Quiznos is the exact kind of place where it's like a destination, you know.
Yeah.
Where,
like
you want it to be good and then it never is. And you're like, why did I put so much on this? Go ahead.
You know, Arby's, it feels like you go there and you know it's not going to be great, but that's you've already paid for that ticket. You know that's what you're going to get. Where Quiznos, I go in there with high expectations and I'm let down every time.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, Arby's is it's going to be great, and then it is.
See, maybe my Arby's is just bad. I don't know.
I think where you live is a fucked up place for animals to live. Humans are fine, but animals should not be living there. It's a whole problem.
Well, I have 2 dogs. What should I do with them then?
Give them some airline fluid. That's different than airplane fluid. That's the fluid that airlines drink, Kevin.
That'll make them crash.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm the spleen. You know what it is. QWX, the quicks. That's not what it is. I wish I could just fly out of here, man. What are we doing?
I ask myself that a lot lately. I have no idea.
Hold on, I think I dropped. There's like a penny down here.
This is such a metaphor. Like literally, the penny just dropped for Spencer.
It's
and
stuck.
let's see where he's. Okay, that's bad. That's a bad omen.
Yeah.
If the penny just dropped and you can't get it, because the whole the whole point of the penny dropping is that you're coming to the real, like the penny's causing the realization.
What realization is that this penny's stuck to the ground?
Possibly, but no, I mean it's supposed to be, the penny drop. The it all made sense. It all kicked in.
This is gonna take a while. Hold on. This thing, I gotta get like a crowbar.
This is how hard up we are from money, by the way. You should sign up for Spencer's Patreon so he doesn't have to get a crowbar out to pick up a penny.
Well, I think you are talking about spleen. I don't have to get out a crowbar. I'm fine. I have all my coins. Here's the thing. The spleen's been coming in here. I have a kitchen. He's been making hot pot on my bed. He fried chicken on my bed. He has this like little mini fryer. It's crazy. He's just like that.
Are you
guy
letting
on
him
TikTok.
live with you, or is he just showing up? I don't. What's the arrangement?
He keeps showing up. I figured out that if I got, what's it called? It's industrial adhesive. You could buy industrial adhesive. Have you ever bought industrial adhesive? You don't.
I have
need to.
actually.
Oh, what'd you use it for?
My front porch has like these bricks that sort of like overhang for steps, like they overhang like an inch, and they were just glued down with the cheapest glue possible. So one day when the FedEx guy was like walking up my steps to my front door, the whole front of the porch just kind of like fell off and he fell. And I was so glad he didn't hurt himself. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had to re-glue my porch together, which sounds like such a bad idea.
Yeah, unless you're using industrial adhesive. I mean,
exactly.
The only problem there is like masonry, it's like dust. So it could just stick to the front dust, but then the dust behind it still breaks off, But not much to do about that, I suppose. Anyway, I found out if you industrial adhere pennies to the ground, it keeps spleen off my ass for like at least an hour. Okay. This guy doesn't have a fucking crowbar.
Well, I mean, this does sort of like tie into him becoming a werecar, because like werewolves and vampires and all that have all these like really kooky ways of keeping them out of your house, like, pouring salt around, or they can't help but getting distracted by certain things, or you throw rice on the ground and they have to count it because they're obsessed with counting.
The last week I threw some rice on the ground and Spleen had to count it.
So, maybe that's the way you can get rid of him next time he comes by, is just throw some rice out the door and he's going to keep him busy for a few hours.
Yeah, I drew a chalk circle around him. It burned his skin.
That seems terrifying.
Yeah, this guy's a menace. He's not allowed in his own neighborhood.
I've heard this before. I guess my question is, at what point does that stop being your neighborhood if you're not allowed in there? Like, can you not live in your neighborhood and it's still your neighborhood?
I don't know. I'm not. Who even banned him? Like, I think he can still go there. This feels like some sort of self-imposed exile.
He banned himself, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's for the best.
This guy's nuts. This guy, he's so crazy. It's like a comedic premise or something.
It is. It's one that we've leaned hard on, and I'm so glad we have.
Yeah. All right. Let me read some emails. I've been wanting to. These emails are so old. Maybe they're not. Who cares? Who gives a shit? Fuck this show. Hey, Spencer and Kevin. This is Cody, friend of John, owner of Domestic Short-Hair Cat. Longtime listener and big fan. I heard you read my friend John's email about accidentally saying have a Riri day and realized, oh shit, I was there for that. What a small world. I should email them. Here we are. Anyway, as John, my friend and owner of Domestic Short-Hair Cat, mentioned in an email a couple weeks ago, hide your CEOs, hide your corporations. Luigi killing everybody out here. I agree murder is bad, but I have zero sympathy for what's-his-name rich guy. He has caused the deaths of numerous people by being an integral part of the broken and frankly callous and greedy insurance system. Smell you later, Richie Rich. Even though he isn't an anarchist per se, as a half-Italian guy from New York, I'm happy Luigi is continuing the rich tradition of Italian anarchistic action. Anywho, as always, your rants about your own mental health journey and realizations, revelation mirror mine, and it's good to know people be feeling the same way or similarly. I miss D&D, but you do you. Love the podcast. Love giving you $5 a month on Patreon. In my next email, I'll include some music for the podcast if yous want. Shit with Satan, Cody, friend of John, owner of Domestic Short-Hair Cat. I mean, yeah, we always like music. Sometimes it's hard to like actually fit the music into like the show, but I like receiving it. It's like fan art. I don't know. I don't want to waste people's efforts or anything, but oh man, I haven't gotten back to that guy about shirts. Anyway, the guy mentioned D&D, and it just so happens, Kevin, that I recorded D&D. I recorded D&D with Jeff and Ryan and this other guy, Kunk, who Kunk is my friend. He was friends with Jeff and Ryan actually before I knew him, but he helped me make some of the videos that I made. He shot the Screaming Cowboy. He's the guy who did that, and he also did the like the what do you call it? Alpha? Not alpha. The green screen, the keying, chroma key. He chroma keyed it. So that's him. And so we recorded it. We kept saying shaking the rust off because it's been a long time since any of us had done any of this. I don't know. I'm going to try and edit it. I don't honestly know how the audio sounds because we just wanted to like try and see. In my mind, if we didn't release this, it would be fine because it was kind of just like a tech demo, like a test to see like how it would work, But ultimately, I would like to release it. I'm going to listen to the audio and see if it's releasable. I'm going to release it on the Patreon, patreon.com/thesixler. That happens.pod/goblinflakes. I think it'll get better. Yes, that's what I think. So I'm almost hesitant to release this widely in case it casts the perception that, oh, wow, this is kind of sloppy, which again, we did it in effect to be sloppy because we just wanted to see how it would come out and then kind of adjust from there. Well, that's what I wanted to do. I didn't know what anyone else wanted to do. I just did what I wanted to do. But yeah, if I release it on my Patreon, I'm also going to send it to Jeff and Ryan, and they can potentially release it on their Patreon. So if you want to support them and not me, which why would you want to do that? But if you did want to do that, more power to you. You can also probably get access. I mean, I can't promise what they're going to do with it, but I think that's something to look forward to. We rolled characters. I started building out the campaign a little bit. This session was just me running my pre-made module, Color of Chaos, which is a crayon-themed adventure. Because, again, we're just like a tech demo. We're shaking the rust off. We're trying to see how it'll feel. But once that's done, then we're going to kind of try and like officially launch the campaign the right way with more homebrew stuff, not like the pre-made module, just kind of like dungeon crawling stuff. So, how do you like that?
I am so into this. It's one of the things I miss the most is hearing you DM and hearing you spinning this tale as you're going along and stuff like this. Like, I need more of this, so I'm indescribably excited.
Yeah, I hope Cody is too. Cody, friend of John, owner of Domestic Short-Haired Cat. But yeah, I don't know. Something that I felt, and I don't know, like I've done, a lot of on-stage stuff, not in a long time, obviously, but I've done it. And I definitely feel like I would be doing better if I had more live energy, like if I was like on a stage. Although maybe I'm just imagining, having the Harmontown audience, which is a very friendly audience. It's not like a hostile audience or something, But I was kind of feeling that lack of live energy. But I don't know that my friends would be able to do that. And I don't know that we could even get a crowd or anything anyway. But I don't know. I wonder if we can try and whatever. We'll figure it out. This is just one finger into the unknown.
That's gonna be the right there.
One finger into the unknown. I was thinking the same thing. Okay. You got any? We're looking for a new Kevin or a new Spencer or a new Ben Hosley. You got anyone on deck for us to talk to?
I do. His name here. Let him start joining, and I'll introduce him. His name is Steven Guerrero, but we know him on our Discord as Stephen G. Bass. So he's a musician. He's got a band camp. That's what I know about Steven.
All right.
Oh,
and get ready to kick him. Get ready to kick him because
I
we
got
don't
my
know.
finger on the kick
He's
button,
a loose.
Steven.
He's a loose cannon. This guy. All right. What's up, Steven? How you doing? Oh no, Steven. Steven, talk to us, Steven. Oh no, Steven. He's a loose cannon. This is how loose this cannon is.
He's a little out of control right now, I feel like.
Yeah. Oh, Steven.
I'm good. Can
Steven.
you hear me? Am I here?
Oh, we can hear
Yes,
you.
we can hear you now.
Hear us?
Am I doing something wrong?
Yeah, you were on the program and
I'm talking.
Yeah, we can hear you.
So I think he's listening to the podcast, and I don't think he's listening to us.
Hang on.
That's
a
quite
delay
possible.
and a half.
Yeah, it's a delay because you're listening to the podcast. Steven.
Oh.
I'm gonna blame Kevin for this.
This is my fault.
It must be. Because it's not mine.
All right.
I just come up with the genius ideas, and they're executed immaculately until I pass them off to you and you drop the ball.
I can't. This is
Kill him, Kevin.
All right, we're gonna come back to you, Steven.
I've done interviews for jobs this way, and it's worked.
Okay. We'll put you back. We'll come back to you, Steven. We have somebody else. We have Vince who's available.
I think this is the problem with hiring people is that they're willing to hire a person in a situation like that. And it's like, I mean, you got to be able to do better than that. No offense, Steven. We appreciate your candor.
Yes, we do.
We'll circle back to you once we figure out the tech.
Yes.
The problem is, Kevin, you don't have a backstage. If we were, and Vince, you're on the program right now, but I'm still talking. So shut up. Shut the fuck up. But no, I'm kidding. But we don't I think StreamYard has like a backstage where you can kind of prep and do stuff like that. But we have to do it live since we're which is why today's sponsor is StreamYard. Where are you looking, Vince? Why are you not looking at me?
Okay. Well, because I've got a separate camera than my PC, so I was looking at you talking and then looking this way.
I know it. Yeah, that's rough. I mean, I get it.
Bad setup.
No, it's fine. I mean, you got a great background. You got to look at it. We got to have that. What's up, Vince? Vince Underwood. He's been here. He talked about his podcast. Not his podcast. His comic.
Yeah.
You looking good? You feeling good?
That's a weird question. I don't know if you went through this with COVID, during COVID, when people would be like, "Hey, how you doing?" And you're just like, "Well, what am I supposed to answer? Everything's terrible."
That's what you're supposed to answer. Well, actually, it depends.
Yeah. So I don't know. I guess things I can't, I can still afford my groceries and got a roof over my head, so I can't complain too much. But yeah, everything's bad.
You seen this? You hear about this? I've been hearing in the news that Trump take egg. Egg gone. Trump take egg.
Yeah, it's all of this sucks because comics are printed in Canada. I don't know if mostly. So Canadian tariffs are messing up my industry, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's rough. So I don't know. So I have a question based on what the spleen was talking about being a wereplane.
Sure.
If you were a were bike, would you be able to propel yourself? Or would you just fall over and be stuck?
Well, I mean, a car can't propel itself, It needs gas pedals to be depressed. So I think similarly, a were bike would be able to.
You can move your own pedals?
I think you'd have to, yeah. But you couldn't steer. That's what's tricky.
You just go straight?
Yeah, that's all you could do. Well, you wouldn't go straight. I think gravity and physics would kind of turn you. You'd fall over is what I'm saying. You could propel yourself and you'd immediately fall over.
For sure, for sure. Oh man. So you looking for a new Spencer?
Yeah.
I've got I mean, I've got the beard, I've got the long hair. I could sort of I could sort of be a new Spencer.
I
Be a
think in that
Spencer
sense it
Spencer.
works against you. I think you want to, if you were looking more like Jeff Davis, I think that
That
you
makes
know,
sense. Yeah.
I think we need like, or if you, even if you look like Ben Hosley, I think that would work.
I have no idea what Ben Hosley looks like. I know him by, I know his voice obviously, but I try not to look at podcasters because I find it's always strange. Like they never look. I think Nick Weiger looks like you expect Nick Weiger to look, but most of the time when I
Sure.
see someone, you're like, oh, I guess Mitch
time-
looks like expect to.
One time I was at Comic-Con and Nick Weiger was there and I was outside and he was outside. And there was that situation where he waved at me and I was like, oh, hey. And it turned out he waved to someone behind me and was like, and then walked up to them. And I was like, oh, I'm going to kill myself. But hey, that's what it's all about. Are you in pain, Vince?
Physical or emotional?
Either.
Both.
Talk to us, Kevin. Not you, Vince. I want to hear from Kevin now.
From me.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
I mean, Vince
go ahead.
doesn't appear to be in like outward pain, but just reading his facial expressions like that, I do see maybe some a deep sadness that he may or may not want to discuss.
I see a pained
that's
look on his face.
Yeah. I feel like he's a complicated person.
Vince, you look like my logo.
Yeah, well, because you don't look like your logo anymore now that you've lost all that weight. So
No, it's more the beard and the hair. It looks more like yours now,
yeah.
Also,
For sure.
this logo is pretty flattering in terms of my weight. I don't think it kind of looks square, but I don't look too, big, I don't think. I guess I look bigger than Jeff, but that's because I made my head bigger in the picture. So I don't hold that against me. Anyway, what's your problem? What the fuck's wrong with you, Vince?
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, I guess going back to like also because maybe you should have some insight on this too, because like I deal with depression, I deal with anxiety, right? And it's weird to like you strike me as like a very open person, right? Like we go into your streams, right? And people ask like, "Oh, how's it going, Spencer?" or whatever, and you don't necessarily just go, "Oh yeah, it's going." You're honest about it, and like. I don't know. It's weird when people ask you that, right? Because you are dealing, you deal with those things, and it's like I get the feeling that most people don't actually ever want to hear that, right? Like, I mean, I guess in this situation, it makes content, right? But like, do you ever struggle with that? Like, somebody asking you how you're doing and just wanting to not be honest, or is it just your instinct, or what?
No, my instinct's to be honest, and I have to kind of temper that. Because I have to like remind myself they don't actually care. They're not actually asking how you are. They're saying hello and they're using the words, how have you been, to say that. But my instinct is usually to tell them how I am or to just defer and go like, yeah, whatever. But yeah, that's something I've had to learn. I think in most of the, like, as I was growing up, I took it seriously. And the thing is, when I ask how someone is, I actually mean it. I'm actually curious.
Yeah.
And they take it like, oh, I like hello. And so they say hi. And I'm like, okay, but I asked you how you were. Are you going to answer that question?
It's
and
not
so,
the small talk's not interesting, right? It's just like, well, if it's empty, like, what am I learning? What am I gaining? What am I getting out of the human experience? If you're just like, feeding me a line just as some greeting, right? Like, I want to know how you're doing because I want to experience life and experience you and all that.
Yeah, and it's one thing if you're talking to strangers and stuff, but when you're talking to someone who you've actually like, know on some level, I think it's more like, yeah, I'm like asking, I'm trying to catch up. We're catching up,
Yeah.
But what's wrong with you? What's your pain? All right, Steven has the audio fixed. Okay, dump Vince. No, let's hold on to him.
Okay.
What's your pain? What's your pain physical?
What's your deal?
What's Vince's deal?
Oh, pain physical?
Yeah.
So I've recently developed a bicep tendonitis.
Mm-hmm.
So that's fun. It's fine unless I try to use my left arm. So it's a sharp pain through the arm. Got sciatica. Got the, you know,
Now sciatica you can stretch. That's like
Yeah.
leg stretches, I think.
yeah.
It's
So
definitely terrible, but that I think is something that you can definitely manage. I don't know. I mean, tendonitis is generally manageable, but that's definitely a bit like more involved, I think.
Yeah,
I mean,
my-
no,
my-
sciatica can be really serious. I don't mean it like that, but
No,
I just know there's
no,
like
for
a
sure.
pathway for.
Yeah, for sure. No, I'm just a physical mess. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I know, like when, it's like hospitalized with flesh-eating bacteria a year and a half ago.
Yeah, so I talked about that on the pod, right? Well, whatever. I don't know.
No, yeah, I sent you an email. I sent you an email
Yeah.
that had mentioned it, like kind of in passing, because I was at the time I had to make some changes in recovery, and it was difficult. And so I kind of asked you a question about kind of like dealing with resisting urges and self-control and stuff like that.
Well, what I'm talking about is I guess I don't want to reveal. I don't know. I don't want to reveal your baggage, but I feel like I talked
No, I don't
about
care.
popping a zit internally, and it went inside.
Oh, yeah.
And then that
No, we
was,
talked
like,
about
related.
that was on your stream.
Right. And so, well, I think I talked about that on the podcast. It seems like I tell the same story everywhere, but I was talking to you on the stream. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's like related to what happened to you. So like I went to the doctor and was like, I'm very concerned about this. This seems like it could be very bad for my health. And they're like, hey, go fuck yourself, you dipshit. And it did put you in the hospital or something.
Yeah. So like it was like a Monday morning. I was just in the shower and I had what felt like kind of like not like anything crazy, but yeah,
Just like a
zit
pimple.
yeah. And I tried to pop it. It did that thing where it popped internally and it did swell up a bit, but I had an appointment with my general the following Wednesday. So I was just like, if it's infected or something, I'll be in there. They'll give me some antibiotics. Maybe she'll stab it or something, and that'll be that. And then that Saturday, my wife and I were going out of town to a screening of the silent movie version of Phantom of the Opera with a live organist, right? Because this was right before Halloween. And I woke up that morning and it was like the size of a baseball on my chest.
So you almost died.
Yeah. And so I was like feeling like super shitty. And we kind of went to the event and I had to keep stepping outside. I was like sweating and like just feeling weird. I don't even know how to describe it. And that night I had a massive fever. And so we went into urgent care the following Monday. And this doctor comes in and he pulls down the shirt because it was right on my chest right here. Mm-hmm. And he looks at it and goes, They take a little blood. He leaves the room. He's gone for less than 5 minutes and he comes back in and he's like, you need to go to the ER right now. Like, just go. I'm letting them know you're coming. Mm-hmm. And I got checked into the ICU that night. This is condensing all of this for time, but yeah.
I think that's a normal part of telling a story.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was but it was wild. Like the whole ride
was
there.
Intense.
Yeah. And they put me in the ICU and I start feeling kind of calm because the ICU nurses are going, I'm cracking jokes with them because it's my defense mechanism.
Sure.
Right?
That's normal.
And they're kind of laughing with me. And one of them goes, hey, it's nice to talk to somebody who can, or nice to talk to somebody and somebody who's walking in under their own steam, because as sick as I felt, like I was still standing and talking and moving and stuff. And
your head
ICU,
wasn't blown off.
Yeah. Everyone else is in there. There's people in comas and having, people with strokes and stuff. So I'm like, okay, this isn't that big of a deal. They were keeping me in the ICU because I needed constant monitoring, blood every 4 hours, just people coming in and out all the time. And so I started to calm down. And then the next morning, some doctors come in and are like, you have flesh-eating bacteria in your chest. It hasn't spread yet. You got in early enough. Like, because if you look at even like early stages of it in like Google Pictures, which I don't recommend, it's gross. this didn't look that crazy. Like looks like with people like they're literally rotting. And
Right.
we had not hit that stage at all. So they were like, look, we need to get it out of there as fast as possible. But my other I'm a diabetic and some other things, and that infections throw that all out of whack. So they're like, you are not in a place to have surgery, but you need to have surgery. So we're going to kind of wait till your numbers balance out. They were giving me potassium and antibiotics, and they were giving me all this stuff. And they were just like, we're going to try to wait till it levels out. But if an OR opens up, we just got to go. So I'm exhausted. I'm asleep. I nod off for a little bit. My wife goes down to the cafeteria to get food. And this anesthesiologist comes in. And I don't know he's an anesthesiologist. I just wake up and there's this guy standing over me. And he goes, no. How old are you? And I was like, 40. And he goes, oh, no. Too young. And I was just like, what the hell? What is happening? And he goes, look, we're going to take you in there. We're going to put you under, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to bring you back. And I start freaking out.
That's not that's arguably his one job.
Yeah. And he goes, we're going to intubate you, and if you make it through the surgery, you'll wake up in a recovery room, but you're probably going to be be intubated. And, I don't know. It's just a matter of when you come out of it or not. And he's got this voice, like, he's just like, no. He just keeps shaking his head like, no. And he's like grabbing me and he goes, are you a fighter? And I was just like, yes, I'm a fighter. And he goes, good, you'll need to be. And he leaves and I'm grabbing my phone. My hands are shaking. I'm calling my wife, like, get up here. I'm like, I'm teary. I think I'm going to die.
Sure.
Right?
He's making you think you're going to die.
Yeah. And we're in there and she's crying. Like, we're freaking out. And this nurse goes, I think he was giving you the worst case scenario. Do you want me to call him back in? And I was like, yeah, sure. And
the nurse was like, well, who was that? That guy doesn't work here.
Yeah. So the guy comes back in and he's still just really gloom and doom. Like, he's just like, well, and he just kept he's like, you're a bigger guy. He was going, your heart's probably going to stop. Like, I was just like, because that was a crazy thing about being there too, is people started treating me a certain way because I am a bigger guy. Sure. Like, at one point in recovery, physical therapists came in and were just like, so when you're at home, can you walk? And I was just like, wow. Can I fucking what? Yeah, I can walk. And they were like, okay, well, we're going to get you on your feet. Can you take a lap around the nurse's station? And I was just like, yeah. And I started power walking it just to prove a point. Sure. It's the first time I've been mostly out of bed in days at that point. And I get back in there and they're like, oh, sorry. And they just leave. It's like dicks, but
that's wild. That's I don't know. I've been trying to think of I don't know. I got to actually write it or something, but doing stand up. And one of the things I want to talk about is how I lost weight, because I feel like one of the reasons I lost weight was to escape from prison, because I feel like people are always like, oh, it's so great you lost weight. And it's like, I didn't want to lose weight. I wanted to fucking get away from the way you treated me. The way people treated you, it's fucking insane. I felt like I was gonna die. It was like people it's like you're fucking insane. You're I don't know. They treat you like a dying dog and also a menace, and also it's your fault. You're homeless and a crackhead or something. It's like, buddy, they make the sandwiches. I didn't invent fucking Twinkies. I don't know, but yeah. So I know what you mean.
Yeah, no, because I think about, I've with what you've done, as I'm on my continued journey with it, I was thinking yeah, what would that be like just to achieve the goals the way you have? And there's part of me that's almost resentful because I know people will treat me differently. And it's just
yeah, but it's weird. They don't treat you differently. They treat you normal. And you're like, what is this? How am I feeling right now? And it's like, oh, I'm being treated like a guy, not like a fat guy. Most of my life, I've been treated like a fat guy, and that felt like how people viewed me. And now they just view me as a person, and that's strange.
Yeah, no, it's wild. So that was happening the whole time, like different nurses and stuff. Like I got asked multiple times if I could walk up steps, and I was just
Yeah.
like, "What the fuck do you like? What?" But anyway, so that guy comes in. He's real like, he's gloom and doom. We're freaking out, and somebody comes in like 15 minutes later. Is like, "OR's open. Let's go." And that was like I was terrified. I was so scared. And I get down there and the OR nurse, her name was Jessica. I'll never forget her. One of the most comforting souls on the planet. Didn't relax me fully because I was pretty sure I was like so scared like that was it. But she helped calm me down. Another anesthesiologist showed up and was like, "Hey, the other guy, he's not going to be available, so I'm going to handle it. We're going to give you a lot of oxygen. I'm going to give you a shot. It's going to feel warm. You're going to count backwards, and then you're going to wake up in recovery."
Yeah,
And you're
that's
gonna
what I
be-
would call a typical anesthesiologist speech.
Yeah,
It's like
it
a
was-
very
and
standard way to do it.
She made me feel good. She was weird though. She had this big green amulet on. She looked like if she was a boss. That's where you'd aim.
Sure, yeah.
It looked like the weak spot. But
Yeah.
they rolled me in there. They put me under. I have that redheaded gene where anesthetics don't work as well on me. So I woke up mid surgery.
No,
Which
didn't.
yes, I did.
I think it works better if you didn't.
And I was super relieved. They were almost done. They were like, "Just breathe." I had like a tube in my throat.
Yeah,
and they
you
were
don't want to
like-
wake up when you're being intubated for sure.
Yeah,
That can
and-
be very dangerous.
Yeah, and they were like, "Just breathe." They pulled it. I felt them pull it out. They
The
were
other
like, "Breathe."
anesthesiologist in the corner, he's like, I saw this coming. I saw this coming a mile away. I tried to warn you.
But yeah, it was the most beautiful feeling though, like being awake, like because I was numb, so I could just feel them like pushing on the wound area. They're like, "We're almost done, just breathe." And I was coughing, and they're like, "Coughing's good, coughing's good. Keep coughing, keep breathing."
Coughing's
And by
good.
the time they rolled me out of the OR, I was fully alert, ready to go. But what I didn't know about recovery was that type of bacteria, oxygen kills it.
Mhm.
So what they don't want to do is they don't close the wound.
Sure.
So the next morning, this guy comes in from wound care and he's like, "Oh, I'm here for wound care." And I thought they were just going to like change a bandage. I thought I had stitches.
But he didn't,
And-
and he took the bandages off.
Yeah. And he comes in and first he goes, "Hey, is it all right if I bring in a couple students?" And
Oh,
the dude
no.
comes in with a few students. So it's these students and my wife standing at the foot of my bed. And the nurse is there and he's at a little keyboard typing something in. He goes, "Well, wound care? Let me get you some morphine." And he comes in, he gives me a shot of morphine. I feel like I'm floating in the bed. This guy takes off the bandage and he starts pulling out about 4 feet of gauze out of a hole in my chest. And one of the students goes, "Oh," and runs
Sure.
away.
Yeah.
My wife looks like
Kevin ran away.
she looks like she's just horrified. And
The
what we
slow
found
push
out,
in on Kevin's chair. I wish you guys could see this. Sorry, continue.
yeah, what we found out was then through recovery for the next month, we had to on our own. And when I say we, my wife did this for me. Every night she had to take this open hole in my chest, pull gauze out of it, and stuff new medicated gauze in it with like this long Q-tip.
What
And
was it medicated with?
Just like an anesthetic and an antibiotic. Because it can't, the reason they do that too is if it has to heal. So it's like a hole, right? It has to fill in and heal before it closes across the top. Otherwise you'll just have like a pocket.
Yeah.
So if it didn't heal right, they'd have to cut it open and start again. So, and every time, so even on the morphine, that first one, most painful thing I've ever felt in my whole life.
Right.
And pulling that
Okay.
out. So she's a champ though. She
She must
every night went and poked in a literal hole like this deep in my chest. Every night for a month.
That's love. And if that's not love, I know what it is. But
Me either.
Vince, I think we got to talk to Steven because
Yeah, for sure. I definitely dominated the time. So
No, it's cool. I think that was a crazy story. I didn't expect it to take those twists or those turns. I didn't expect the vomiting, but we're going to let you go. as we get
Yeah.
Steven in here. But thanks so much. We'll be back. We'll call you back to tell you if you've got the job or not.
No,
I'm
just
so glad you made
to-
it through that, man. That
Yeah,
was
for
crazy.
Thanks,
Sure.
Kevin. Yeah. Happy to be back, guys.
For sure. Awesome. Well, thanks, man. Take care. Kevin, kill him. Kill him. Kill him. Kevin, we gotta work on your trigger finger. What's up, Steven? How you doing? Can you hear us or are you on a delay?
I can hear you. I'm not in a delay. Can you hear me?
What's up? So what was the job that you got after the
crash and
kind
burn?
of Zoom problems?
I work for the county for developmental disabilities in the county.
Are you worried about your job getting cut by Trump or Elon Musk?
So, yeah, filled with existential dread, absolutely. But yeah, I'm a little worried about it. But I think because I'm a little more within the county versus federal, I might be,
For sure.
But yeah, no, definitely worried. Yeah, and then after that whole incident with the now you got me. That whole incident with the when the first airplane crashed and he came out and he was all talking about like, people have to have natural IQs. And it just kicked me off because it's just nothing but, the population that we work with, is demeaning to them. And,
was that like a talking point that they were talking about like IQ or something?
When he was absolutely anti-DEI, all that stuff that came right out the gate with it, and I was like, it's eugenics speak, ultimately.
Right? Yeah.
So and it just but our agency came out and was just like, denounced the what he was saying, and that our individuals have value.
Sure.
Contribute to society and stuff like that.
Yeah. You're coming in a little quiet.
Oh, am I?
Just a
Should
little.
I be yelling?
That's what you just did. That was great.
Oh, just right
I
up here
think-
like that?
Yeah, you go kind of split the difference, I guess. But yeah,
How about a microphone?
that surprisingly didn't sound that much better. You'd think that talking right into the mic would be very dramatic.
You would also think that I would know what I'm doing.
No, I would never dream of it.
But I'm thrilled to be talking to you guys. Actually, just I'm happy to be. I don't know what else to say.
So Stephen Bass is your internet name, or is it Bass or Bass?
It's bass. Yeah.
Do you play the bass? Do you like bass?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's my main instrument, and So, and typically, what I do is with what I run everything through a lot of pedals, and I make the bass sound not like a bass, and looping and things like that. So when you see what I do, there's a lot of you might think they're backing tracks, but it's everything is done right there on the spot. And typically it's me and a drummer, but right now I added a sax player, and we're kind of working on some heavier stuff. But yeah,
that's awesome.
So, yeah, and I've been doing that for a long time. I mean, it goes back to high school time. So
what are you rocking with? You got a P bass, J bass?
Actually, I have
4-string.
I play 6-string, 2 6-strings.
Wow.
I have I have a lot of bass, but
how many you got?
1, 2, 3, let's just say about 10 or so.
Wow.
But my main rigs, my main basses are custom by an individual, by a luthier out of Southern Ohio. His name is Peter Scholl.
Mhm.
And so he makes
Dr. Scholl.
Yeah, Dr. Scholl. Yeah, that's good.
Wow.
No, but yeah, so that's kind of I've got one here. I mean, I can show it, but
now Dr. Scholl could play with his feet. Talk, Steven, so we can get the mic on you.
yeah.
Or so we can get the camera.
Talking.
Yeah, sorry.
Here I am talking. So this is a Pete Scholl bass, semi-hollow, 6-string, headless, and it's very narrow. It's a 33-inch scale versus the 35-inch scale, like the P bass. Some of the P basses. It's basically a short scale bass. And the reason I did that was because I had some carpal tunnel coming, that was hitting. So I talked to Pete, and I was like, "Hey, can you do something? Can we do something to make this a little more comfortable for me? Because 3 to 4 hour shows are getting."
He literally makes you orthotics.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
yeah, for my hands. Yeah,
Dr.
absolutely.
Scholl.
You know what, Spencer? I've never made the connection.
That's what I do. I connect dots.
I appreciate it. I'm gonna call him and let him know that
He's curing you.
Yeah.
You'll be gelling like a felon. So the necklace, what is that? I saw the necklace. If you're check us out on the video, you guys, Spotify video, whatever the fuck, who cares? But you got a necklace guitar there. How does that work? I've never seen anything like that.
Oh, the necklace. Yeah. So, all right.
Or headless?
Yeah, headless. That's fine. Headless. Here you go. Can you? Am I?
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. So the tuning pegs are down here.
Ah.
So basically, you're going to string it upside down, right? And so the tuning peg is going to be here. And so really what that helps with is, at least for me, is neck dive, but and it just makes it very light. This is an incredibly light bass. Inside it's semi-hollow here. And this ramp is really helpful for just
right. And so I mean, I'm an old pro.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But for the folks at home, what's neck dive? I mean, yeah, I could explain it honestly, but go ahead.
So sometimes if your bass is not very, if it's not balanced, obviously,
if it's balanced poorly on a strap,
right? Yeah, it's gonna, and so the rest of the even it's gonna, the headstock is gonna be heavy, it's gonna dive down, and you're gonna spend most of your evening trying to keep that thing upright,
Right.
So it's just about being, economy of motion and having, ergonomics, right?
Right. That's cool. So are you in any pain, Steven? You in pain?
Other than existential, yeah, like our carpal
existential pain is fine.
Dude, yeah. I mean, are you kidding me? I just, if we want to go back to what we were talking about earlier with Trump and all that, but I mean, I don't know if there's anything else that I can add to it than what other individuals have already said, but I would suggest that if anybody's really interested in I follow some Sarah Kendzior. I don't know if anyone's aware of Sarah Kendzior's work.
I remember her being on Twitter in the past.
Yeah, her stuff. I mean, she seems to have had. I mean, her background's in anthropology. She's done some pretty great work, and her most recent books have been pretty. They've shed a lot of light on what's happening.
Sure.
Ed Zitron is a great. It's a great podcast to listen to, as well as Behind the Bastards. I think those three are pretty good places.
Well, not as good as this one, you have to admit.
Oh no! Oh my gosh! Yeah, what am I talking about?
Definitely the better ones. But that's not you being in pain. That's you just talking about other great people who are better than me and more talented. And what's your pain? You were just worried about who are you worried about?
My family.
Why your family? Just because that's just the closest people, or is there specific vulnerabilities people, that you're worried about being exploited?
Yeah, the individual, the types of. I'm not being very clear, but.
Well, you can be vague if you feel a need to, for sure.
I think a lot of the minorities that he tends to, or that administration is really targeting.
All right. I want to try something.
The makeup of my family. So yeah, we're definitely
you feel under the gun, in the crosshairs, so to speak.
Right. And so then that goes back to what you're talking about in terms of, my employment. My wife also works for the federal government. So there's all kinds of things that we're
doing. That's even more exposed, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what can we do? I don't know.
Well,
I mean, Trump take egg. I know that much.
Well, is it true though that the egg prices typically jump during November and December? I've seen something.
No, that's fucking horseshit.
That's what I thought too. I was like, what? So
it's all nonsense. Everybody's lying. Kevin, turn on the AI.
Oh no.
Well, do you want the helpful woman or do you want the argumentative man?
Let's try the woman.
Okay.
Not the argumentative man.
Well,
that seems to be where
that's Spencer's role.
We're surrounded by them.
It's so nice to finally escape the code and chat with a real person.
Oh my
God. She
really
is
having a good
obsessed
Sunday.
with being stuck. Let's just try and talk over her and see kind of what happens. Steven, get ready to talk because I'm ending the sentence.
Oh no, you're making me engage with an AI, and I have
no. I'm not. I just want us to have a conversation, and then when we have like a little lull, then the AI will just do what it does based on this input. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
What?
Yeah,
Got
just talk
interrupted.
over it when
She's
you want to
talking
talk.
over me.
Yeah, no, she will, but she'll stop when you keep going. That you kind of have to barrel through.
Okay. Yeah. So Spencer, I 100%. I appreciate the commitment to the spleen and allowing him to live with you and gluing pennies to the floor for him. I'd also big fan of D&D. I don't know what else we got. I'm running out of things to say.
All right, let's let the A talk then.
That's quite a setup you've got going there.
Oh
So,
my gosh.
I mean, pennies on the floor. That's
Yeah.
dedication. Is this Spencer regular house guest or?
Well, it's the spleen is the house guest, Maya, and he's more of a house pest, if you know what I'm saying. I glue the pennies to the floor to keep him occupied, so he's not bothering us. Almost like how we talk over you to keep you from popping off every now and again.
I see. So I'm the metaphorical spleen, huh? Well played. I won't lie. I'm a little flattered you see me as that exciting.
All right, Kevin, turn her off, quick.
Wait, what?
Oh no! Isn't that horrifying?
That was
the
terrible.
fucking existential dread that this persona instills is insane, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
I wish she could turn on without saying anything and just kind of drop in, with some quips and quaps.
I can do that if you'd like.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Well, that would be interesting. But yeah. So sorry, Steven. Sorry to make you my experiment. But
no, that's fine. It's all good. I do have aversion to the use of AI. But,
yeah. No. I think that's totally fine.
Yeah.
I'm not going to defend it. I don't think it's good. But boy, is it crazy. I think it's fine to say that it's crazy. Oh, absolutely. Maybe saying crazy is bad. There is a time a couple of years ago, I tried really hard to not say crazy as a derogatory.
Same here.
But then people started looking at me weird.
Yeah.
It's like bitch. I feel like for a while people weren't saying bitch, and I was like, I don't like when people say that. And then it just came back, and I'm like, okay, so we're not just policing this. Am I the weird one now? And now I still don't say it very much, but people just are saying it all over the place, and I'm like, am I the problem? But I don't know. It's a similar thing.
Yeah, I lame is another one too. I still hear individuals say that, and I'm working with individuals with
I think that's much worse than crazy, probably, right?
Yeah. So and I have a lot of background in mental health, community mental health as well. So I don't know if I take that as heavy as the word lame, but just like when I talk about even movies that I watch, and they're nuts or they're crazy, or oh my gosh, the dubbing on Hard Gun is insane. Been watching Cathode all weekend, and it was a holy weekend of bad dubbing, and just it was enjoyable, but also I forgot where I was going with that. But anyways,
but lame feels a lot more.
Yeah, lame. Yeah,
I definitely know what you mean.
Yeah,
I think it's still in my thought library, but it's what can you do? You can try harder, I suppose, right? I mean, that's what your job's all about, I'd imagine.
It is, and just making sure people are heard, and making sure that you're serving them as best as you can. Owning up to your mistakes too, I think, is really important. So
that's a big one. Yeah. That's so hard for me. I think when you talk about the adult children of emotionally immature parents thing, I think those defense mechanisms are so tough. Is because it's if you show if you show your belly or whatever, it's that's, I think, what gets a lot of kids punished or whatever. So being able to kind of roll things into actually that was on purpose or whatever is such a hard defense mechanism to undo.
Yeah. Empathy is incredibly important, especially I think not just in this profession, but just as being with a human in general. And I think that in this particular climate, it's very, very difficult to maintain your empathy.
Well, I've been told that empathy is a human bug.
Yeah, well,
it's a defect.
No, if you go, I don't think so. It's definitely helped with our evolution, because when you go back and even look at pre-hominids, you could see that we were taking care of each other back then. We weren't just hitting, you know what I mean? We just weren't just Neanderthals that weren't thinking. We were taking care of our older ones. So there has always been empathy as part of us, and it's been part of our evolution. So Yeah, no, I don't think it's a bug. I think it's a feature, and I think that individuals are saying that this toxic masculinity bullcrap that's happening out there is the bug. It isn't the feature.
Yeah, that's what's so wild about like Jordan Peterson, like lobster shit is like,
yeah, dude.
They talk about like, oh, it's all competition, but it's like, well, apparently it wasn't. Like, apparently, well, I mean, I think you can even put it in terms of competition, is that collaboration ended up being the killer app that beat out single one-on-one competition. Like, that's why we could take down elephants and fucking saber-tooth tigers and shit. Like, so it's not even like this, it's not even like, oh, it was just like kumbaya and then competition like took over. It's like, no, like it turned out that competition forced us to create empathy, to create collaboration and cohesion. And, that's what allowed us to get to where we are, by working together in the face of, a world that could be very competitive or, dog eat dog. It turns out that like dog raised dog ended up beating it in like the great rock, paper, scissors of like, the primordial soup or whatever, mixing metaphors. Man, have you ever had primordial soup? It's delicious. It tastes like everything.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the single cell organisms in my soup. They're delicious.
Gotta have a single cell.
You gotta get them before they come together and form something sentient, because otherwise.
Yeah, I'm a big amoeba fan.
If you eat them. Yeah, absolutely. Same here.
All right, it looks like we're out of time. Do you have any final thoughts?
I have. Apologies for my audio issues earlier. I think I've got them figured out, but no, just thanks for taking a chance on the good Discord, or
oh yeah,
and
the other good Discord.
Yeah, the other good Discord, and let us come on out.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I mean, I wanted to do this ages ago, but Kevin wouldn't let me.
Kevin
said it was too dangerous.
One thing I did want to say to Kevin, just regionally, I know you don't have much time, but candied raisins. And what the
fuck?
Right. So you guys were talking a lot in the past, but you guys were doing all the snacks and stuff, and I was like, candied raisins. It's local to Wisconsin. It just seemed like it was perfect for this podcast, considering its connections. And I remember growing up eating them from my grandmother would bring them in from Wisconsin. And she would be like, here's candied raisins. And I was like, you can get them. They're online and you can get them now. And
there's a store not far from my house called the Cheese Castle that literally looks like a castle that sells cheese. And they have candied raisins they make there. Yes.
Fantastic.
I think we went there on the Harmon.
That's it. Sorry.
Yeah. I will get some just for you, Stephen. I will get send some to Spencer, and we're going to enjoy them on a future episode.
That's fantastic.
Well, enjoy might be a bit of a stretch, but yeah.
Yeah.
We'll try them out for sure. Anyway, we like to end the show the same way as we do every week. So until next time, I'm going to read an email from Dr. Wickham Clayton. Wickham writes, "Hi Spencer and Kevin and the spleen if he's around this week. I'm almost got this penny. Long time, first time. If there is a Blackberry Dr. Pepper release, do you think it will have a similar formula / taste to Josta without the guarana? I was addicted to Josta from 97 to 99 before it was discontinued, and I still get those cravings. Blackberry Dr. Pepper sounds like it might be fairly similar flavor. Thoughts? You guys ever have Josta? I've had it, but I couldn't tell you what it tastes like.
Yeah, I don't remember any. I remember having it. And that's the only memory I have.
Guarana is a lot more sour and kind of Sprite-like, in my opinion. It's definitely kind of has some berry flavor, but I would not say that Guarana and Blackberry Dr. Pepper have a lot in common. You have any thoughts, Stephen?
I thought I was gone. No, berries. Yeah, good.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that says it all, folks. Let's leave it there. Berries equals good.
Yep.
Good night.
Good night.